So have you been following the Maxwell trial at all?
I feel like it's hot, just like this tea. Like I can't even sip it anymore.
No, it's true. It's like some of the things are so shocking, right?
It's
like some of the
crazy.
things we're hearing are so...
4 days in, right? Here we are 4 days into this trial, and I know there's been a lot that has been taking place.
Honestly, it started with opening statements for me. Like at the very beginning, the prosecutors, the ones going after Maxwell, opened up by talking about Jane, the first girl who's taking the testimony, 14-year-old little girl. The defense, who are arguing for her, Maxwell's side, opened up by talking about Adam and Eve and how ever since Adam and Eve, women have been blamed for the crimes of men and for tempting men, and that Maxwell's just a stand-in for Epstein.
You see, this is also interesting, and what I can't grasp my head around is why aren't more media outlets talking about this? Like, I'm not seeing the type of coverage I was expecting for a case of this significance, right? The amount of people that are going to be implicated in this. We talked about this. We even talked about what she's been charged with. Take a look.
She's been charged with 8 different counts.
Yeah.
2 of them are perjury, though. So all of the ones that are related to sex trafficking, there's 6 of them, she'll be tried for in this trial. They include conspiracy to incite minors to travel to engage in illegal sex, enticement of a minor, conspiracy to transport minors with intent to engage in sexual activity, sex trafficking conspiracy, sex trafficking of minors.
Let's just get right into it.
For sure. So first they had the pilot, right?
Yeah.
So there was Jeffrey Epstein's pilot of the, what do they call it, the Epstein Express.
Right.
And 2 really notable things for me were, 1, he did confirm that he had seen some of those more high-profile people on that plane, but backpedals and says, I saw them, but I didn't see them do anything wrong. So then he also says that he saw her on the plane, but, or he knew that they had a relationship, but there was no illicit behavior, no inappropriate behavior with any of these famous people that he saw, including Maxwell and Epstein. The other thing that stood out to me was, legally, he's not obligated with domestic flights, so flights within the United States. He's not obligated to keep a logbook of who was there. So he says he tried his best, but he didn't always, and it was really only on international flights. Another point that came up was the girl by the alias of Jane.
Right.
They're not saying her name, but her real name apparently coincides with one of Epstein's assistants' names. So the pilot's saying that when he was writing down their names, they have the same first name. So he's not sure if it was that girl or Epstein's assistant. So that to me is just shady. Like, that is, you're obviously trying to hide something.
Yeah, well, the fact that there was not proper record keeping, to the extent that, like, if we were to fly on a commercial flight, they're going to know our first and last names, our date of birth, and all of
Our
that.
address, everything.
Right, because what if, God forbid, the plane went down?
And it's important, not even, like, for that as well, but, like, if something happens
To the person.
to the person on the plane, all of that, it's very important. And then, now we have this girl, Jane, standing trial. So this girl was 14 years old when the abuse started. So she alleges that they met her at a summer camp, they picked her up from there, and she says that at first it was very friendly. They would take her out shopping. Maxwell acted like an older sister figure to her. And she said that they made her feel really important and safe. And then the abuse started. So then the massages, which led to sexual encounters. Now, it doesn't, obviously, this is wrong in the fact that she was being abused, but even take it out of the equation. You know, some people are saying, why did she not come forward at the time?
Yeah.
She's a child. This is statutory rape. You know, like, whether she agreed to go with them or not, it's against the law. So this girl alleges that not only was Maxwell involved in the grooming and procurement of her, but also in the sexual abuse itself.
That is a big point.
So Jane is now alleging that not only did Maxwell fondle her breasts while she was naked, she's also saying that Maxwell participated in orgies, sex parties, with Epstein and underage girls, using sex toys and all kinds of stuff. So
These are massive allegations. But we're hearing this in court right now.
Yeah, so there's no, like we said on Monday, there's no cameras or anything in the court, but there are reporters there in New York sitting through the court, and they're giving their, recaps on what's happening.
Canadian style. This is what happens in Canadian court. Unfortunately, never, it doesn't matter whether it's provincial, whether it's local, or whether it's federal, cameras are never allowed in Canadian court. So literally, I understand what they're going through. They're probably tweeting out, and then they have to go write a script, and it's just like,
Exactly, we've all been there, right?
Yeah.
So they are saying that it's very concerning. One person even said that when the pilot was on the stand, it was kind of like jovial, buddy-buddy between him and Maxwell.
Ooh.
And that obviously doesn't sit well.
No, that
with
doesn't
a lot
look
of
good at
people,
all.
right? There's that kind of friendly connection, even though he's saying he made comment allegedly about how Maxwell loved her shopping.
Right.
And apparently, Maxwell chuckled at that. And it's like, we're not talking about what she liked to do in her spare time. We're talking about allegations that she abused children.
Yeah.
So.
Well, 4 days into this trial already, we're hearing a lot. Of course, this is going to go on for a good couple of weeks. So just make it sure to keep it locked right here to this channel. And we'll make sure to update you on all the details. Devin, great job as always.
Thank you.
Cheers to you.
You too.